Hi everyone. Have you ever wondered why some countries can compete successfully in global digital trade while others still struggle? One of the main reasons is the digital divide. Our study focused on the impact of the digital divide on international trade in South Korea, Malaysia, and India. The digital divide refers to different internet access, digital technology, and digital skill, which affect business ability to participate in global market. Based on figure 1.1, South Korea and Malaysia have internet penetration rate of around 97%, while India record only 16 to 17, showing a clear gap in digital access. This difference can limit SME participation in international trade. Therefore, this study aims to compare the impact of the digital divide and identify ways to reduce digital inequality.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today I will present the literature review and conceptual framework for our study on the impact of the digital divide on global trade participation. First, several economic theories have explained this relationship. The comparative advantage theory suggests that countries with stronger digital infrastructure can produce and trade digital goods and services more efficiently than at advantage in international market. Next, the new trade theory highlights the importance of economy of scale and innovation. Digital technology allows business to expand their operation, reduce costs, and compete more effectively on a global level. The globalization theory explains how the internet and digital platform connect economies worldwide, making cross-border trade faster, easier, and more affordable. In addition, the technology adoption theory states that countries that adopt new technology more quickly tend to achieve higher productivity, innovation, and economic growth. Moving on top to the digital divide, it refers to the inequality in internet access, digital infrastructure, and digital skills. These gaps limit participation in e-commerce and international trade, especially among SME in rural areas and developing countries. Previous study by Frank and Winholt, Clark and Walston, as well as reports from UNCTAD and the World Bank, found that better digital access contribute positively to export performance and global trade participation. Finally, our conceptual framework shows that stronger digital infrastructure improve internet access and digital skills, which encourage SME digital participation. This then increase e-commerce and cross-border trade activity, ultimately enhancing a country's global trade competitiveness. Thank you.
Next is methodology. Before we move to the finding, let me ask a quick question. Which country do you think has the highest level of digital readiness among South Korea, Malaysia, and India? Most people will probably choose South Korea, and the answer are correct. However, what makes this comparison interesting is understanding why these differences exist and how they influence participation in global trade. To answer that question, we use a comparative qualitative analysis to compare these three countries. These countries were selected because they represent different levels of digital and economic development. South Korea is a highly developed digital economy. Malaysia is a developing country with growing digital capabilities, while India is a rapidly expanding economy that still faces digital inequality between urban and also rural areas. The data for this study were collected from reliable secondary sources such as World Bank, World Trade Organization, United Nations Conference Trade and Development, International Telecommunication Union, United Nations and articles and also other websites. Finally, we compare each country's digital readiness, infrastructure and government policies to understand how the digital divide influences participation in global trade and so economic competitiveness.
Digital infrastructure in South Korea. First, let's look at South Korea's digital infrastructure. South Korea is one of the world's most digitally advanced countries due to its fast internet speed, extensive broadband coverage, and advanced 5G networks. According to Appendix B, Figure B1, South Korea ranked first globally in household broadband internet access, reaching 99.96% in 2022. It also had 87.31% fiber optic internet connections, showing that internet access is both fast and relevant. In addition, 99.98% of households have mobile net access with mobile speed of 105 Mbps and a 5G penetration rate of 43.8%. The government also supports digital growth through the Digital New Deal, which focuses on data, networks, and artificial intelligence. This investment strengthens digital trade and helps South Korea remain competitive in industries such as electronic, ICT, service, and semiconductors. Digital readiness and SME participation in Malaysia. Now let's move to Malaysia. Malaysia has improved its digital readiness through initiatives such as My Digital and Jendela, which enhance internet coverage and encourage digital adoption. As a result, e-commerce continue to grow, allowing businesses to reach more customers online. SME are increasingly using platforms such as Shopee and Lazada, build digital payment methods like Do It Now, QR, and e-wallet make transactions faster and more convenient. However, Malaysia still faces challenges. These include a shortage of skilled workers due to brand drain and dependence on foreign digital service providers for cloud computing and ICT services. In conclusion, South Korea demonstrates the benefits of strong digital infrastructure, while Malaysia is making steady progress in digital readiness. Addressing current challenges will help Malaysia strengthen its competitive in the global digital economy.
Next, I will discuss the challenges of the digital divide in India. One of the biggest challenges in India is the gap between rural and urban areas. People living in urban areas generally have better internet access, strong connectivity, and greater exposure to digital technologies compared to those in rural areas. There is also uneven connectivity across the country because of the complexity of developing telecommunication in rural areas until now. The limited of internet providers that are willing to invest in rural areas met the people facing the difficulties accessing online platforms, digital payments, and e-commerce service. Next is affordability and digital literacy, where poor households have limited exposure to digital tools and skills and low income of households, resulting in unequal participation in the digital economy. Furthermore, India's large population makes it difficult for the government to provide equal digital access to all regions. To address these challenges, the Indian government introduced the Digital India program. This initiative aims to improve internet access, expand digital infrastructure, and promote digital services across the country. The government has also invested in internet expansion and supported the growth of fintech service, which have increased the use of digital payments and online transactions. The digital divide affects India's participation in international trade. Many SMEs and rural businesses have limited access to digital platforms, reducing their opportunities to engage in digital trade. As a result, some businesses face difficulties accessing the same opportunities available to firms in more developed regions, as infrastructure constraints also reduce competitiveness and limit participation in global digital markets. Now let's compare India, Malaysia, and South Korea. Based on the table, South Korea has the strongest digital infrastructure among the three countries. It has near universal internet penetration, world-class broadband quality, and is a global leader in 5G technology. Malaysia performs well with high internet penetration and good broadband quality. Although its 5G development is still moderate, India has made progress in digital development, but internet penetration remains moderate. Broadband quality varies significantly, and 5G readiness is still developing. For trade participation, South Korea records the highest level of SMP digitalization, e-commerce adoption, digital export capability, and cross-border digital trade participation. Malaysia shows moderate to high performance in most indicators, supported by growing e-commerce activity and increasing SME participation. India demonstrates a rapid growth, particularly in e-commerce, but participation remains uneven due to infrastructure limitations and digital inequality. Despite their differences, all three countries share some similarities. They allocate significant budgets for digital development and have implemented strong government policies to promote digital transformation. However, there are clear differences in infrastructure quality, economic development, and policy effectiveness. South Korea has the most advanced and efficient digital ecosystem. Malaysia is progressing steadily, while India continues to face challenges related to population size, affordability, and unequal access to digital resources. In conclusion, strong digital infrastructure and effective policies contribute to higher participation in digital trade. South Korea serves as the benchmark, Malaysia demonstrates promising progress, and India highlights the challenges that arise when digital access remains unequal.
Next is implementation and consideration. To reduce the digital divide, countries need to improve digital infrastructure, enhance digital skills, and support inclusive digital policies. The key stakeholders are government, businesses, educational institutions, and international organizations. South Korea faces cybersecurity challenges. Malaysia struggles with talent shortage and also brain drain, while India continues to face a rural-urban digital gap. With strong collaboration and continuous investment, these challenges can be overcome to support greater participation in the global digital economy.
Section 4.0 Policy Implication and Strategic Recommendation for country-specific strategies. South Korea should continue investing in AI and smart technology while supporting SMEs with digital innovation. Malaysia should expand broadband access and improve digital skills to strengthen SME competitiveness. India should focus on affordable internet access and digital literacy to reduce the digital divide. For regional collaboration, ASEAN countries should strengthen digital trade cooperation and knowledge sharing. Developed countries like South Korea can also support Malaysia and India through technology transfer, while international organizations can provide funding and technical assistance. Lastly, the role of stakeholders is important. Government should invest in digital infrastructure and policies. SMEs should adopt digital technologies. Multinational corporations can support innovation and technology transfers. Telecommunication companies should improve internet access, and international organizations can provide financial and technology support. In conclusion, strong cooperation among all stakeholders is essential to bridge the digital divide and support inclusive global trade.
In conclusion, our study showed that the digital divide affects global trade participation. South Korea is the most digitally advanced. Malaysia is making good progress, where India still faces challenges in internet access and digital infrastructure. Therefore, improving digital infrastructure, digital skill, and government support is important to reduce digital inequality and increase participation in the global digital economy.